Hi, my name's Ellison. As you can see, I'm in a made-to-measure 4SR racing suit. Over the years, I've raced in World Superbikes, British Superbikes, World Supersport, even done some supermoto racing as well. Fortunately, I've always had some made-to-measure proper racing suits. It's essential that they fit right. As you can see, this fits at every point. It's got protection in the main areas, which will be your shoulders, your elbows, your knees, and then obviously on your hips when you go down on the side. It's really important that we have everything fitted as if you would go for a normal suit. Short in the arms, so I can have lots of movement, all directions, and it doesn't bunch up underneath the gloves. Tight around the elbow area so that the protection again doesn't move. If you go down on your side, there is a risk of everything twisting and taking away the protection from the point that it needs to protect. So again, short in the arm, really tight around the elbow. And then we move up to the shoulder. You can see the protection sits over the internal protection as well. So we've got the plastic on the outside, which will let it slide a little bit. And then at the same area, we've got some proper level 2 protection to prevent any impact damage. When we move to the stretch panels, because when you're on a bike, it's very physical. You're moving forwards, backwards, left, right, changing direction in the turns, transferring your body weight to help the bike or help the behaviour of the bike. Again, we've got stretch panel. Not only is it stretchy, there's no seams in it either, so there's no real limitations to how much it can move other than that in the fabric. So as soon as you put a seam in there, you're not going to get the same kind of movement. So inside the arms, under the armpits, inside the crotch area as well for when I'm hanging off the bike. Okay, so now I can demonstrate on the bike so you can maybe visually understand or appreciate what I was talking about. So going back to the wrists, so both hands on the handlebars, straight in the turns. Again, there's lots of movement goes through the wrist area, so there's no bunching up underneath the glove, so that's perfect. When we get up to the stretch panel, again, in the turn, you really stretch out that shoulder area, so it's nice to have zero restriction, but know that everything's securely in place if you do go down. Top area, this part is shorter, so in the race or down the straight when you've got your head under the bubble for maximum aerodynamic effect, there's very little leather that bunches up at the front. And then at the back with the extra stretch panels and obviously the longer leather, there's no restriction and nothing's pulling back on my neck. So inside, you will notice that most racers have their knee on the floor, elbow on the floor, and to do that you obviously have to stretch as well. It's not all done on lean angle. So inside leg, you can see lots of stretch panel there, absolutely zero restriction when I'm in the turn. And again, when I'm moving around on the bike, this area, I ride on the ball of my feet. So this allows lots of movement forwards, backwards, in the turn, obviously the outside foot as well. And there's no restriction inside the boot from the leather because they cut off just before the ankle.